So something funny is happening here. A couple of months ago, I got a comment on one of my videos that basically said, my friend has one of those yellow spotted lizards from Holes. And I didn't really know what it meant. Of course, I know the movie and the book Holes, but I didn't really give the comment much thought until I was talking to my friend Cedric. His YouTube channel is Chief Sweets Universe, another amazing reptile creator. And he's like, dude, I literally get this comment or comments like it on a weekly basis. And he proceeded to share a bunch of screenshots with people commenting essentially that exact same thing. So I thought, what the hell is going on here? Why are people saying that? Of course, being a millennial, I am very familiar with Holes. I read it in school. It was a great read when I think maybe grade 5 or grade 6. It's an awesome book for kids. And I do remember watching the movie as well, but it has been so long since I've watched the movie. In my mind, my mind goes to the book before the movie, and I really had no clue why people were continuing to talk about the yellow spotted lizard, because when I think of the yellow spotted lizard from Holes, nothing comes to mind besides the fact that there was these lizards in the book. I couldn't actually picture what people were talking about. So in this video, I want to answer the question, are the lizards from Holes real? I want to take a look at what the book describes them as, and we're going to use those descriptors and throw them through an AI image generator to see what we get back. I also want to take a look at what the movie depicts them as, and then we're going to talk about potentially if there is a real yellow spotted lizard out there and what I think that might be. So if you're not familiar with the book or movie Holes, I'm not going to get into the plot here, but just know that it's set in the South, I think Texas, basically in the middle of the desert essentially, and the book discusses these venomous, dangerous lizards called yellow spotted lizards. So I'm going to read a small paragraph from the book so we can get what the book describes them as. It is kind of odd that scientists name the lizards after its yellow spots. Each lizard has exactly 11 spots, but the spots are hard to see on its yellow-green body. The lizard is from 6 to 10 inches long and has big red eyes. In truth, the eyes are yellow, and it is the skin around the eyes which is red, but everyone always speaks of its red eyes. It also has black teeth and a milky white tongue. And basically, it goes on to say, if you're ever close enough to see the yellow spots from one of these lizards, you're probably dead because it's going to bite you, and they are very venomous. So with that description in mind, let's throw those descriptors through an AI image generator. Now, this is definitely not my strong suit, so I just found the one that doesn't force me to make an annoying account, and I've also condensed it down a little bit. So we have a yellow-green lizard with 11 spots. It has big yellow eyes, and the skin around the eyes is red. It has black teeth and a milky white tongue. So let's see what AI thinks that looks like. Oh my gosh. Okay. This this is definitely not what the author Louis Sacre had in mind when he wrote that those descriptions. What is going on with this tongue? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we're going to try this again. I'm going to get rid of the tongue and the teeth descriptor because I think that's kind of throwing things off. So a yellow-green lizard with 11 yellow spots, yellow eyes, and red skin around the eyes. Okay, so there's more of like a, I don't know, almost like it's obviously pulling from gecko images. This is not quite what I picture when I'm talking about this. Okay, let's try one more. Okay, let's try this. A lime green lizard with 11 yellow spots, yellow eyes, and red eyelids. Okay, I think we're kind of getting closer. I don't know. This is not going well. This is not what I picture. But anyway, when you put the descriptors in, you're getting some sort of lizard-shaped thing with 11 yellow spots and red eyes and or red skin around the eyes. So that gives us something to visualize when we're using the descriptors of the book. So now let's look at what the movie depicted them as. So here is the reason for the comment. So here's an image from the film. This is a bunch of quote-unquote yellow-spotted lizards in a pit, because if you read the book, they do like to live in holes, I guess. Now, any reptile person immediately recognizes the lizards in this hole as bearded dragons. Bearded dragons are the most popular reptile pet in the pet industry, and the movie has used a bunch of them as a stand-in for the yellow-spotted lizard. Now, the only thing with this is they do have their yellow spots on their back. Bearded dragons don't have these pronounced yellow spots on their back, so this has been added either with CGI or maybe even makeup. Who knows? This movie is over 20 years old now, so maybe it would have been makeup, but doesn't matter. Those are bearded dragons, so that is why people keep saying my buddy has one of those yellow-spotted lizards from Holes. They are kind of right and kind of wrong. What they're seeing is a bearded dragon, and they did use bearded dragons in this movie. So here's another one with Shia LaBeouf with these bearded dragons on their shoulder. And again, these are supposed to be a venomous, aggressive lizard, but at the time in this film, if you remember that the main characters had eaten a bunch of onions and the lizards didn't want to bite them. And of course, to stay true to the book, the film crew and the creators of this Holes movie could not just use bearded dragons as is, because as we already mentioned, the yellow spotted lizards were aggressive and they have the ability to kill you with one bite of venom. Now, bearded dragons in reality are not venomous. Well, for all intents and purposes of this video, bearded dragons are not venomous. If you want to dig into that rabbit hole another time, you can. But you may remember this amazing work of CGI from 2003. This image here of the, quote, yellow spotted lizard going to bite somebody. You see the two fangs and this frilled ear thing happening. That is not a real animal. So this is obviously completely computer generated, and in reality, bearded dragons are not venomous. And like I said, they are a very common pet. So that explains why people are thinking that their buddies own the yellow spotted lizard from Holes. When they're thinking of it, they're thinking of the movie and they're thinking of the bearded dragon that they see in the Holes in the film. Now, it did make me start thinking, is there anything out there in the wild that's naturally does exist that is close to the descriptors of what Louis Sachar, the author of Holes, had in mind when he was creating fabricating the yellow spotted lizard? Now, I think the closest thing would be the Gila monster, which is a southern species of lizard. They are venomous, one of the only species of venomous lizards in North America. And I want to show you a couple images. Here's some images from my friend Steve Rempel over at Prarie Exotics. He has one for his educational business. And you can see that they are not yellow spotted, but they sort of have an orange spotting. They're black. They do not have a frilled situation like the frilled neck situation that we saw that crazy CGI earlier, or fangs, but they do have an incredibly powerful jaw, and they do have venom that they use to immobilize their prey. So I think that is as close as reality as you're going to get when you're talking about the yellow spotted lizard. That is technically, the Gila monster is a venomous lizard, but everything else to do with the yellow spotted lizard from Holes is just the beauty of being a creative author and bringing your ideas to life. And so to answer the question, do the lizards from Holes exist? Are they real? No, and kind of yes. Thank you very much for watching the video. I'll catch you in the next one.